Hello everyone, welcome back to my Heart Healthy Kitchen at home. And today, I was trying to figure out what would I want to share with you today. But before I start with today, I want to go back to the preview of yesterday. Just recently, when I previewed and debuted my kitchen, my Heart Healthy Kitchen, I was talking to you about salads, and I was trying to encourage and enlighten you guys that it's really important to let salad become the main meal of your choice of the day, right? So the goal was that you would not any longer just enjoy salad with the little bump on the plate because you think it's good for you, but you were going to make salad become a meal. And during the day, you wanted to make sure one of your meals is going to be a platter, a plate, or a bowl filled with all sorts of raw vegetables. And I showed you in the preview how you can also incorporate fruits. So today I said to myself, you know what? Let's jump on over to a vegetable. Let me pick a vegetable that is not very popular necessarily, especially in the cultural groups of Black and brown and Latino people. We have certain vegetables that we go to, like collard greens, string beans, cabbage. That's more the average common vegetable that we go after. But this time, I want you to explore with me asparagus. Yes, asparagus. I have some in my hand right here. You see I have a nice display right here. But I want you to look at these wonderful green, healthy looking pieces of asparagus. So we're going to talk a little bit about asparagus. Why asparagus? When you are eating vegetables and fruits, you really want to go after the ones that are going to have benefit to your health, right? So one of the things I want you to learn about asparagus, and I didn't even know, is that asparagus actually comes in other colors. It comes in white. It actually comes in purple. I've never seen it in the store in white or purple, but when I did my research to see, I was just curious. I wonder if there are other colors that it comes in. It does come in white and it does come in purple. But green, typically, as you can see right here, is what you're used to, right? When you're shopping. Some people say it's too expensive, and as I said to you before, if you don't buy what you need, no matter what it costs to take care of your body, one way or the other down the road, should you get sick, you're going to spend the money. So I think we have an understanding. We're going to spend the money now on the things that are good for us to eat, right, as we're looking at. So we're going to do a really quick dish for you today with asparagus, and I'm going to incorporate mushrooms. You see the mushrooms are right here. Mushrooms come in different forms. These are portobello sliced mushrooms. I'm going to use, let's put this down for a minute. I'm going to use fresh garlic, as you can see here. You can buy the garlic and peel it yourself, or you can get it already in a container, in a little plastic. They sell it sometimes in the store, and it's already cut up for you, right? So we're going to use some garlic. We're going to use fresh tomatoes, not canned. You can get whatever tomato you want. You can even use the cherry tomatoes if you want, but I prefer with this dish, this recipe that I made up, I like using the whole tomato and slicing it up. So we are going to use tomatoes. Let's see, you're going to need an onion. You can use half an onion or a full onion. I love onions, so I'm going to use the whole onion when I make this ensemble for you. And then we're going to season it, right? You want to be careful with your seasoning, and you want to make sure that your seasoning has from low sodium to no sodium if possible at all. And if you're going to deal with sodium, you're going to go in a natural way. So for instance, right here, I have some pure sea salt. Got it from Costco's. Get a really big bottle. It lasts you forever. It can last you a year because you're going to only need a pinch for flavor should you decide to use salt. If you can abstain from it, I would much prefer that you do. Even though we're going to use fresh garlic, it's nice to have some granulated pure garlic powder as well. All right, so you're going to get you some granulated powder. And then I'm sure most of us are familiar with Mrs. Dash. It comes in about 30 different types of mixtures. And this is one of my favorites. This is garlic and herb. All right, and one of the things about the Mrs. Dash line, which is wonderful, no sodium whatsoever. We want to try to stay away from the sodium. What's going to be our base? Well, since we're going to deal with heart health and plant-based sort of mixed, you can decide. If you gotta have a little flavor there of some oil, we're gonna go with the healthy way, right? So we're going to use olive oil. You can use the spray, or if you'd like, you can use any combination of extra virgin olive oil. This one is sunflower oil and extra virgin combined. So you can use this as your base to pour in the pan, or you can spray the pan with the Pam type of a spray. This is just a different brand, but you're going to spray with this. Or if you want to go the plant-based format where you're not dealing with oil at all, and which I would much prefer you do, you can get a box of vegetable broth. When you get the vegetable broth, again, you want to pay attention to what's in it. What are the ingredients? Broth has a tendency of having a lot of sodium. So you want to go for 5% or less. Very hard to find. But here I have 140 milligrams, and that's only 6% in sodium. So this is really, turn this around, this is really perfect, okay? So I'm going to use the vegetable broth as I make this. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do a quick saute. A lot of times we say eating healthy takes forever. No, it doesn't. That's not true. All you have to do is come up with some recipes that you could create on your own, just as I have done, and you can whip some things up really quick. You want your vegetables to be nice and firm and crispy so you can keep all the minerals in them, right? So we're going to get a pan, and I'm going to pour some chicken broth in it. Another secret ingredient that I have for you is a pepper. If you like pepper, you want to add that to your saute. Why? Because you can eliminate the sodium altogether and not use it. And pepper, believe it or not, gives a nice flavor. You can use crushed red pepper. You can use cayenne pepper. And this one here that I want to introduce to you comes in 3 colors. It's a Scotch bonnet pepper. You usually find it at like the Korean market or in the produce section. Sometimes they carry it in various supermarkets. This one is green, it comes in yellow, and it comes in red. When I'm cooking vegetables, depending on the color, we're gonna work with green right now, so I like to use the red. This way I can find it, I can pull it out if it starts to taste a little bit too spicy, and it's easy to detect because of its color. So once again, you're going to choose what you want to mix your saute with and put it in the bottom of your pan. You're going to throw this in first, your asparagus. You're just going to dice it on an angle. And I'm going to show you that in a moment. But you're going to dice this on an angle. You're going to put your base in the pan. You're going to cut up your garlic really tiny. Cut up your mushrooms. You're going to cut up your tomatoes. You're going to cut up your onions. You're going to throw your asparagus in the pan. And then you're going to sprinkle some of your seasoning, get you a spatula, flip it around for literally about 3 minutes, if even, maybe 4, and you are going to be amazed what that is going to taste like. So I'm going to transition really quickly, do that for you, and come back and show you just what it's going to look like. And we're going to garnish it, guess what? With an avocado. Yes, an avocado. You know what I do with the avocado? The avocado becomes the replacement to the meat. So when you're trying to make you a really nice, healthy vegetarian breakfast, even lunch, but let's stick with breakfast for a minute, and you're trying to cut back, let's just say, on bacon, on sausage, on ham, you can let your avocado become your replacement. And it's delicious, and it's healthy. It's the healthy oil. And I'm telling you, you talk about cutting back on calories, cutting back on fat, amazing. So I'll be right back. So here we are now at the stove, ready to do our thing, right? So we have the asparagus. I saved a few. I've already cut everything up, but I want you to see what you're going to do. I would say you can take about 15 or so strands of asparagus, lay them down, wash them off really good, and take a nice fine knife and just dice them on an angle like this. Just dice it on an angle. See what I'm doing? Finely dicing it right on an angle. Just keep going all the way down. Keep going. You can go all the way. I usually stop just about this much. What I want you to keep in mind is why asparagus. You need to know what's in your vegetables and what you're in different colors, as I said before. How about the minerals? We have A, we have C, we have K, right? Those are great minerals. You have the antioxidants. And what else is good for it? While I'm talking, I'm going to overlap. You're going to get your vegetable broth and you're going to pour it in your pan. See how nice and hot it is? We're not going to measure it. Just pour a little bit, depending on the size of your pan. We're going to get back to what's good in a minute. I already have diced up in here, but I'm going to show you how I'm cutting up my garlic. Take the fresh garlic, you wash it off good, and just dice it up. Keep your fire medium, and you're going to dice it up into nice little cubes or angled, just like this. And then you're going to take that Scotch bonnet pepper that I told you about. This one is cut in half. I chose red on purpose, so when it starts to get a little bit too hot, I can find it really easy, okay? So we're going to put the pepper in here. And listen, you see these seeds? This is what's hot. So I don't use a lot. When you're not used to this, just use a little. And dice it up and put it right in your vegetable broth, and it's flavoring it. Now listen here, for those of you who feel you can't saute anything without olive oil, you do have that option. It is the heart healthy oil, but we got to scrap that oil because guess what? Your arteries still know that it's oil, even if it's olive oil. So let's try to do without the olive oil and work with the vegetable broth, okay? So, and we're going to flavor it. And you can saute just like this in the broth. Then I've already peeled my onion, and look at what I'm doing. I've diced it down in layers. Then you turn it this way because it's going to get cubed, right? So I'm cutting it down again. And then you're going to take that knife and just go across nicely. And let that go right into your vegetable broth. Take the tip of your knife and move it around. You see that you have the fresh garlic in there already, brewing in with that vegetable oil flavor, vegetable broth, excuse me, flavoring it so nicely, right? And we're cutting up our onions because the onions is going to give it some more flavor, right? So we'll put this to the side, and we have a nice ball of the onion right here in it. You can keep that right in the middle for flavor. And now I have already, as you can see, I've diced up for you. We have the asparagus diced up, the mushrooms, I cut them up, right? And now we're just going to rock this back and forth a little bit. Make sure that the flavor of the pepper is going around really good. I hope you're keeping track of the time because it's really not taking long. Then we're going to put this right on in there, right? So we've tossed it in. Look how lovely that is. You got your vitamin C, your vitamin K. Look how wonderful this is. And listen, what about the health benefits? That's what's most important. Why do we bother to eat vegetables? Why? We want to go after the color because it's rich and it's healthy, right? And we want to look at some health benefits. What is asparagus going to do for us? Listen, before I get to that, I want you to take your tomato and on your cutting board, squeeze it. Get the excess, get some of those seeds out. All right, and now you're going to dice it twice and once across the middle. That's all you'll need to do. And this is going to add amazing, when I tell you amazing, amazing flavor. And just turn it over and cut it up because we want to get all of that tomato in there and mix it in. Take your knife and mix it in, right? And then we're leaving it there for a minute, and let's talk about the health benefits. Well, I jot down a few notes here so that I wouldn't forget. If you're pregnant, excellent vegetable. But what if you're not pregnant? What is this going to do for me? Well, if you have high blood pressure, you can lower your blood pressure. This vegetable is excellent for lowering blood pressure. Also, it's good for fiber. A lot of times when you think of fiber, you're only thinking about your cereal. There's great fiber in this. You're going to lower your blood pressure. What about your digestive system? Yes, your digestive system. What's going to happen? Well, you know the bloating that goes on with our stomachs from time to time? This assists. It's a diuretic. It's a natural diuretic and it helps with your stomach. The other thing that's really great is that you're going to get fortified with good protein, good calcium. There's no fat content to be worried about, right? Low in calories. We're counting calories, watching our calories. So look at the many benefits. If you're pregnant, it's a vegetable that's going to enrich you incredibly. If you have high blood pressure, it's going to lower your blood pressure. The minerals that are in it, the antioxidants, the vitamins, the A, the C, the K, these are really important vitamins that your body needs, and the nutrients are coming right out of this right here. Calcium content, magnificent, great in protein, great in fiber. That's a whole lot of stuff. Are you keeping track of this? So, I don't have my spatula right here. I'm one of those old-fashioned cooks. Sometimes I use a spatula, sometimes I don't. Right now, in this case, I'm gonna go with the tip of my knife. If you prefer to use a spatula, you can. But you notice my pan is a medium-sized pan. It's not really large. You wanna make sure that your vegetable does not cook out. You want it to stay nice and firm. You see how big the onion was that I left whole in the middle and how it's starting to shrink down? And we have our seasoning in here. We have the garlic. We have the fresh pepper, the Scotch bonnet. That's the name of it, pepper. You have the tomatoes in here. Look how awesome this is. And you can have this any time of the day. For breakfast, I eat it for breakfast. I eat it for lunch. I eat it for dinner, okay? And it's a wonderful vegetarian meal. You can put as much as you want in there to fill you up or for the family. Now here I'm adding just a little touch of sea salt. Or you can do without it. If you have high blood pressure, don't even bother. Flavor. Now here goes the granulated garlic powder that I was telling you about. That's excellent. And then another blend. Garlic is a wonderful flavor. Salt-free. Mrs. Dash, go to the supermarket, go into that area and look at the 30+ flavors, seasonings that they have. All kinds, whatever you like. I like my stuff heavily seasoned, so I'm sprinkling a little extra. And you can put in there whatever you like. And what it really does is simmers down to a nice little broth. I think I will grab a spatula right here, because I want you to see. I'm going to use my right hand, although I'm left-handed. You see what's happening? It makes like a brew, a nice brew, right? Look at how it's brewing up. Look at that. You can actually see the seasonings coming together and flavoring. And just the thought of how nutritionally sound and solid this is for your body gets me so excited. So you turn the fire down, you overlap. You see I have my plate here. I got my avocado. I'm gonna slice into my avocado, right? Healthy for you. This is the natural oil, the good oil. Slice you up an avocado. So put in your plate. You're garnishing basically, and you would not, I'm telling you, you would not believe the flavor, the blend of flavor with the avocado and the asparagus is absolutely amazing. So I'm just gonna slice it up nicely. Cut the knife, use the knife rather to cut your avocado on an angle. Just put it in your plate nicely. Listen, the asparagus, I bought it at Trader Joe's. It comes in a bag. It was $2.99. This avocado came out of a bag that cost me $2.99 as well at Trader Joe's, and I don't work for them. However, I'm telling you, you can get good prices if you look around. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't eat healthy because you can't afford it. That's nonsense. You can afford it. You're worth the investment, and there are sales all the time on avocado, on asparagus. Nice size bag of asparagus only cost me $3. The avocado, $2.99. Right? The onion, you know that came out of a bag of onions. And now look, we have this all tossed around. It's ready. Just that quick. It took me less than 5 minutes. It's ready. You see the onions started to fall apart. Onions are so good for you. And look how look at the brew. Look at the brew. I'm telling you, it is absolutely delicious. So now we'll just turn off my fire. pour it nicely into my plate. I didn't use any oil. I didn't have to worry about any fat. Look at the color. You know that your healthy plate is supposed to be vibrant and colorful. Look at the colors. We have the reds, we have the greens, we have the whites, we have the brown. I have filled my whole plate up. I have a wonderful vegetarian meal. It'll probably cost you, what, $6 to make this, if even, and it's healthy. And my body is going to be enriched with vitamin A, C, K. My blood pressure can go down. If I'm pregnant, I'm eating the top of the line healthy vegetable. I have good calcium as a result of eating this. Is this not amazing? Great fiber, great protein. You can't beat it. The antioxidants that you're going to get out of it alone. Folks, we've got to make healthier choices, and more importantly, we can't keep doing the same things over and over. And that's really the point of the sharing today, encouraging you to try something new. Let's give cabbage a break, give collard greens a break, give string beans a break, and whatever your regular vegetable, your go-to vegetable is, try something new. How often do you eat asparagus? I want to encourage you. You don't like it? Is that really true? Have you ever tried it? And maybe you've tried it, but you didn't like the way you made it, the way it came out. So pick up some asparagus. It's not that expensive. You can find it costly. Pick it up, dice it up as I showed you. Get you some mushrooms. If you don't like mushrooms, don't use mushrooms. But I'm telling you, maybe you never tried mushrooms. Try it. Try something new. Wonderful, fortified, excellent, so nutritionally sound for your body. And look at what you have. A wonderful healthy brew topped with avocado. Very cost effective, $6 to $7. You have a healthy meal and you've tried something new. And if you're accustomed to asparagus, you've now learned a new way to make it. Bon appetit, folks. Till next time. Enjoy your heart healthy vegetarian, plant-based, low-caloried, nutritionally sound meal. My asparagus brew. Till next time. Ciao.